Hi, I'm Shawn Noonan.
And I'm Helena Noonan.
Welcome to beautiful Dana Point, California.
There's so much to do here, so we're going to take you to find out what's going on in Dana Point today.
Welcome to this episode of the American Dream TV. I'm your host, Amy Scruggs. This show is a positive media show based on culture, lifestyle, and real estate. Today, we are headed to beautiful Orange County, California, and we're going to meet up with Shawn and Helena Noonan. Let's check out what they're up to on today's episode.
The search is over, baby. I'm right here, and I got it.
The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted.
I got it.
These are stories for you and by you.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Hi, I'm Shawn Noonan.
And I'm Helena Noonan.
Welcome to beautiful Dana Point, California. This iconic beach city is located right between San Diego and Los Angeles on the prime Orange County coastline.
Yes, and we're going to take you to get to know this great town. Dana Point is pretty awesome. There's so much to do here, and not a lot of people know about Dana Point. So we're going to take you to find out what's going on in Dana Point today. You're probably a lot more familiar with certain areas here, certain towns like Laguna Beach and Newport Beach, but my goodness, Dana Point is a jam. It's a small town, 35,000 people around here, and lots going on here.
We're here in the harbor, which is famous for the fact that it has moorings and slips for about 2,500 boats, in addition to 50 specialty shops and restaurants. And the area down here has recently been approved for a complete renovation that will be happening in the next couple years. It's really going to give this place a great facelift. The Dana Point Harbor is also considered the gateway to Doheny State Park, which is one of California's most popular beach facilities. It's a 62-acre state park that offers camping, swimming, surfing, picnicking, bicycling, and a whole lot more. They've got a huge renovation project that's been in the works for a number of years down here. They're going to be adding hotels, new shops, new restaurants, and just completely modernizing the whole area. People are very, very excited about the changes that are taking place.
As you can see, this is a world-class destination. This is actually winter, and look at this. It's amazing. It's just sunny and beautiful, and so many people from all over the world come here. So is there where you're taking me to lunch today?
Actually, I've got a little something different in mind, but you're going to have to change clothes.
Do I need to dress up?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Let's do that.
Let's go.
So this is my favorite food and my favorite restaurant. Thank you for bringing me here. And now we have Christina. Thank you, Christina, for being here with us today.
Hi, you guys. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I know you were asking me a little bit about the restaurant and how we got started here in Dana Point and why. We are a husband and wife team, and my husband's been in the biz a little longer than me. He has a few ages on me. So 25 years, he was with a big group called Hillstone, and he is our chef, and I am a CPA by trade and worked for the company as well. We live locally, we have 2 children, and we just love Dana Point. We've always commuted a little bit to work, and we just love this beach community and the laid-back vibe. It's a great clientele, and we found this building just driving by one day. We had been looking for years, And it is a historical building. It needed a lot of work. It was not restaurant ready. And we came to find out that it is a historically preserved building. We renovated the whole thing, and it's just been a big adventure for us. So we love Dana Point, and we love our customers. So thank you for being here today.
That's great. Real neat story, husband and wife. I didn't know your husband was actually the chef. That's great. Tell us a little bit about why you chose Dana Point specifically as a location.
You know what, there's so many, the proximity of it, you know, we have a bunch of little towns around us, and the city of Dana Point is so flexible in the way they work with us. They welcome businesses, they welcome residents. There's some great development going on down the street, and we were just wanted to get in before everybody else did.
Yeah, we've really seen that from a real estate perspective too. The city's just, over the last couple of years, it's just been growing and growing and growing with the whole Lantern District downtown, all the redevelopment that's going on. It's just really becoming a preferred destination for people in the area.
Yeah, definitely, and it's kind of fun because we have all the architects and the contractors who are building all these projects come in and they feature us and they want to know a little about us and, you know, how we've been so successful. And we're excited to see what's to come. We might even open a second restaurant down the street.
Oh, all right, now we're talking. That's great.
Live it up, live it, live it up, live it up, live it, live it up, live it up, live it up, like na 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 na.
So Christine, I really like what you have done out here because I feel like I'm in Europe because this outdoor space that you guys created is so great. So tell us a little bit about why you created this now.
Oh my gosh, it has been such a challenge for us, but we've rolled with the punches, and being first to the game and being flexible has been our biggest key to success here. So this was our parking lot that we're standing in, and the day that we got shut down for dining inside, we went out and bought 20 trees and turf, and we wanted it to feel, you know, still like an enjoyable experience, not like you're just dining in a parking lot and you're looking down and seeing black asphalt and things like that. So we got the tent and the turf and a lot of new chairs and tables and lights and trees, and it's been successful for us. So
that's great. It's a perfect outdoor space, and I know obviously you guys have done a great job, you know, adapting to some of the challenges that you faced. Business obviously has been going well for you during this time, it seems like, though.
Yes, and we're also very fortunate because the city has been amazing to us with getting permits pushed through fast. You know, they're just, and it's such a great town. There's the Dana Point hardware store. We know the owner, and he comes and helps us. You know, he doesn't charge us. He ran the lights, and he's just a friend. And then we're like, come in for lunch today and bring your family. You know, it's such a great community. We really feel the love, and everyone has been saying we feel so safe dining with you right now. You know, because everything is socially distanced, even how we're talking right now. And they all say it's the only place we're dining right now. So we feel really fortunate and blessed to have that.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. There's an ocean in our mind where the world just floats. Taking the glow. Here we go. Let's put our heads together, let it kick in slow.
So we always talk about Dana Point. One of the places that we really like to come is the Dana Point because we can just walk pretty much everywhere here, right? I mean, there's so many beautiful properties here, overlooking the ocean, overlooking the harbor, and then you can pretty much walk everywhere. It's a very small town and charming, which we really like. So most people can just walk to this restaurant and have lunch.
It's very quaint that way, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing so many people choose Dana Point as a preferred destination. We've seen a lot of people, you know, consider Dana Point as a place to live that may have not considered it in the past. They would have gone to Newport Beach or they would have gone to Laguna Beach. But I think the accessibility in this city, the fact that they're changing the downtown area, the accessibility that we've got here is really just, it's a very attractive feature to a lot of people. And we've just watched real estate values in this community just go up and up and up over the last couple years.
And one of our clients was saying, we're showing some properties here to our dear client, and she said, it's like living on vacation at all times. So it's kind of nice to hear that.
Yeah.
And it's true. You're feeling that you had the feeling of being on vacation all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love it. Are we on vacation now?
Almost.
It feels like it. Look
feels
where we
like it.
are.
It was really great to have a chance to interact with Christina and learn a little bit more about their history and their story, and how they built this restaurant. A lot of neat history behind this place.
Absolutely.
So now that we've finished that, why don't we dive into this butter cake? And after that, we're going to dive into some of the history of Dana Point.
I've been waiting for that.
How can I frame it? I think we can make it. There's no need to fake it. Oh no, 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 no.
Dan, thanks so much for taking the time out to be here with us today. We've been members here over the years. Our kids have enjoyed some amazing experiences here with some of the different programs that you guys have. So take a few minutes and talk to us about some of the unique things that you guys are doing in the schools and the community.
Yeah, well, I'd like to start off by just thank you for your support. We can't do this without the community and our members, so really thank you a lot for being part of who we are at OI. You know, we've gone through a lot of changes over the last couple of years, especially the majority of what we do here at the Ocean Institute is field trips and school programs. In a typical year, we have about 100,000 students that come through our campus doing our maritime and science-based field trip programs, everything from kindergarten all the way through college age. You know, about 10,000 of those come from Title I schools that are fully funded from our Adopt a Class program. So we get to bring students in from as close as San Juan Capistrano that maybe have never even seen the beach or the ocean before, and we get to show them that experience here at the Ocean Institute.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for kids of all ages and the public as well to come down, see our aquarium, see our ships, go out on the water, and really experience the science, the history, and the cultural resources here in Dana Point.
Yeah, we just getting started. Yeah, we just getting started.
I think it's a part of Dana Point that a lot of people don't really understand or recognize. You know, we think of Dana Point, we think of the beautiful beaches, we think of the beautiful homes, we think of surfing, but there's a real rich maritime history here in Dana Point that you guys obviously have an opportunity to educate people on.
Yeah, you know, we're lucky enough to be right here at the end of Dana Point Harbor Drive, and you know, probably one of the most beautiful spots in the entire world. Kind of take it for granted sometimes, but it really helps us highlight our resources that we have here. You know, Richard Henry Dana wrote in his book 2 years before the mast, this is the only romantic spot in all of California. He wrote that about San Juan Bay in 1835.
Imagine that.
Yeah, right here. You know, who would have thought a couple hundred years later that we'd be here teaching his story, sharing his lessons with 4th and 5th grade students. And we're lucky enough to have our tall ship, the Spirit of Dana Point, and we had the Pilgrim here. And since 1981, we were able to teach these kids in these immersive on-the-water programs where they got to spend the night on the boats, go out sailing, and live the life of a sailor, just like Richard Henry Dana did. Learn a little bit about California history, pre-gold rush, and really why California became such an important part for the United States and our history.
My kids were fortunate enough to take part in that program. They spent the night on the Pilgrim. They got to be treated like sailors back in the day, and I tell you, they still keep talking about it today. It's just an amazing experience for kids, obviously growing up in this area.
Yeah, I wish I would have grown up here. I grew up back in New Jersey, but this is an experience you hear so many people talk about. We've had 3 generations now almost spend the night on the boat, whether it's as a chaperone or as a student. My wife and her dad did the program when she was in 4th grade. and they still talk about it. Everybody I come in contact, I tell them what I do, and the first thing they say is, I spent the night on the Pilgrim. I did the Spirit of Dana Point program. I came through and did the programs on the Sea Explorer, the science programs. And whether you become a historian or a scientist, I think our programs really inspire kids and adults just to think outside of the box, think creatively, and really learn and continue to learn as they grow up. And I think that's one of the most unique things about the program.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Absolutely love it. So there's so much history in this area that people know very little about. We're standing here on a ship that's a replica of one of the ships that the city's namesake, Richard Henry Dana, actually sailed from Boston around Cape Horn into the harbor back in the 1830s. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, some people don't know that Dana Point was named after Richard Henry Dana. And Richard Henry Dana was a Harvard-trained lawyer who actually signed aboard a merchant ship called the Pilgrim in 1834. The goal of that ship and that mission was to come to California, which was also owned by Mexico at the time. It's called Alta California, and collect cowhides from the rancheros in places like San Diego and Mission San Juan Capistrano, right here.
Up the road.
Sailed into this area, anchored off the coast here, rode in, and went in to collect these cowhides. Now, the difference between Richard Henry Dana and most of the sailors was he was actually educated, came from a very wealthy family.
Yeah.
Most of the sailors on board couldn't even read. They had very little resources, and they were treated really poorly by the captains, oftentimes didn't get paid. Many of them died at sea, especially going around Cape Horn. And Richard Henry Dana documented every step of the journey, documented his experience, and documented the experience of his other sailors. When he went back to Boston, he actually wrote a book called 2 Years Before the Mast, which was published, and told the story of these sailors. And it opened people's eyes to the injustice that these sailors were being part of and how they were being taken advantage of. As he became a lawyer, wrote a lot of the laws and changed a lot of maritime history to give sailors the rights they have today. So you look out and you see these cargo ships, and they're directly tied to Richard Henry Dana because these sailors on board have the rights they have because of him. One of the other things a lot of people don't know about Richard Henry Dana is he took that experience and actually tied it into a little other part of American history, slavery, and became a huge abolitionist and actually was an advisor for Abraham Lincoln writing the Emancipation Proclamation. So he took his experience as an educated sailor and really changed history. And a lot of people don't know much about it, but we here at the Ocean Institute, we're trying to keep that history and that story alive. We had the Pilgrim here, which was the replica of the ship that he sailed in 1835 to this bay.
That's right.
And we have the Spirit of Dana Point, which we're standing on right now. And we're going to keep telling that story through our immersive education programs. And the Spirit has a great history right here in Orange County. It was built by a guy named Dennis Holland in his backyard in Costa Mesa.
That's a great story.
His neighbors, I'm sure, loved him at the time. It was about 12 years, labor of love. And he launched and operated the boat right out of Newport Harbor until 2001 when it was purchased by the Ocean Institute. And we do sailing programs for kids, for students, and for the public. We do private charters, and we love getting this boat out on the water.
All right, Dan, obviously it takes a lot of money to finance an operation like this. Tell us a little bit about how you guys manage that.
Yeah, so we're a 501 private nonprofit organization right here in Dana Point, and most of our contributions come from private donors. We're lucky enough right now to have an end-of-year campaign going on, and we have one of our donors is doing a $200,000 match. So if we raise $200,000, he's going to match that penny for penny, and we're really excited and really lucky to have that. This year we, just like everybody, have lost a lot of our revenue. We've had to be creative and find different ways, and this end-of-year campaign is going to help us keep us going, help us keep these ships and the history alive, help us keep our aquarium alive, and it's really the support of the community that we need to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and we've really seen the community rallying around a lot of local businesses lately, so good to see.
And we've seen a lot of support from everybody.
That's great, that's great. Well, I'll tell you what, Dan, it's getting close to sunset. It's my wife's favorite time of day, so I'm going to go meet her over here on the jetty, and we're going to enjoy a beautiful sunset.
Not a bad place to do it.
Aren't we lucky? We live in such a beautiful place. Not a lot of areas here in America that we can actually be walking on the beach during this time of the year, right?
Nah, not at all. This is such a gorgeous place. We're so lucky to live here.
That's so true, though. And then we had quite a day today. We went to my favorite place,
Coastal Kitchen. I know all your favorite spots. And we also got a little piece of history today at Dana Point, which is something a lot of people who live here don't know much about. So great day overall. Let's enjoy a nice walk on the beach while you check out a few of our top properties.
Let's do this.
Thank you so much, Noonans. That was amazing. If you're looking for properties in beautiful Orange County, you are in luck. Shawn and Helena have their latest listings for us. Let's check it out.
Located on a quiet street at the top of Niguel Summit in the gated enclave of Coronado Point, this beautiful pool home boasts sit-down, panoramic views of the Saddleback Mountains and city lights. The spacious floor plan is enhanced by a downstairs bedroom with a full bath, an oversized bonus room upstairs, and a master suite with a custom walkout balcony that runs the length of the home. The entertainer's yard features an outdoor kitchen and a sparkling pool, and is the perfect place to enjoy warm summer evenings outdoors. Enjoy coastal living at its finest in this prime location, just up the hill from the world-renowned Monarch Beach and Ritz-Carlton Resorts and the El Niguel Country Club, and minutes from Blue Ribbon Schools, Laguna Beach Village, the Dana Point Harbor, and some of Southern California's finest beaches. Designed by renowned local architect Chris Abel, this stunning home sits on a single loaded street at the highest elevation in the gated enclave of Laguna Woods. An exclusive collection of homes on 90 private acres known for its unique architecture, tree-lined streets, and tranquil landscape. This extensively remodeled home combines the timeless elegance and hallmark elements of Abel's signature design style with modern upgrades that complement and enhance the mid-century design. The use of exposed wood beams, vaulted roof lines, tongue-and-groove ceilings, and large windows showcases extraordinary craftsmanship and meticulous attention to detail. This extraordinary home has been completely renovated from the original floor plan, transforming it into a modern living, family-friendly, live-work space. Superb craftsmanship, intentional design, and meticulous attention to detail are obvious from the minute you walk through the new front door, and the features of this home are consistent with that of multi-million-dollar luxury properties. The completely redesigned living space now boasts 5 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, a high-functioning multi-purpose room, smart home technology, and an incredible floor-to-ceiling 20-foot sliding glass door system to help this entertainer's delight blend seamlessly with the outdoors. Located at the top of the hill in Laguna Niguel in the gated community of Laguna Sur, this beautiful home has sit-down views from the Pacific Ocean coastline to the Santa Ana Mountains. The spacious villa showcases vaulted ceilings, an ocean view balcony, and plenty of natural light. Enjoy resort-style living in this luxurious community with amenities that include 2 pools, spas, lighted tennis and pickleball courts, nearby trail system, and 24-hour gated access. This impeccable home is just up the hill from some of Southern California's finest beaches and minutes from the charm of downtown Laguna Beach Village and the newly renovated Lantern District in Dana Point. stunning home with impressive golf course and mountain views is located in the prestigious gated community of Dove Canyon and is the epitome of country club living at its finest. Situated on a single-loaded street with plenty of privacy and curb appeal, meticulous attention to detail can be found throughout this spacious floor plan, whose features include an elegant foyer, cathedral ceilings, an upgraded kitchen, and an oversized master suite with unforgettable golf course and sunset views. The beautiful backyard with a built-in kitchen is the perfect place to watch the families of deer that can be seen meandering across the fairway in the evenings. World-class community amenities include the famous Jack Nicklaus signature golf course, lighted tennis courts, a junior Olympic-sized pool, parks, and access to an elaborate network of hiking, biking, and horse trails.
We hope that you enjoyed today's episode in beautiful Orange County on the American Dream TV. This show is centered on culture, lifestyle, and real estate. Make sure and follow us on social media at the American Dream TV and engage in the conversation with us. And we'll see you next time on the next episode. I'm your host, Amy Scruggs, and cheers to your American Dream.